up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today I'm back in the new shop and I'm back working on the C8 Corvette. So in the last video I got it pretty darn close. I had to take off for a trip, so it's gone for a few days there, and but I'm finally back here now and I'm gonna get this thing all together. So I went ahead and I was just working on finishing up some of this trim and the AC condensers and all the still lines here. So I got them pretty much all fitted in here, and I'm pretty much ready to throw in this trunk here. So this can just go in, and then after the trunk I can finish up, like, you know, all this the trim for the window wipers and all this molding that go around here, and then also the fenders can go on. And I'm just missing one bracket that's holding me up here. It's this little bracket that goes from the rad support to this I don't know what you call it, it's the top U brace there. So if you look on the other side here, this is what it looks like, and I somehow forgot to order that, but I think I have everything else. And then also there's a little bracket that goes right here. I did order it, but it just, hopefully it was in today, and I can install it there. So, and then I guess I can put the fenders on and the bumper cover on. I have the bumper cover pretty close here, so I still have to switch over like the grills and stuff. I have some new ones. I think I might be able to save, I think 2 of them. The ones on this side might still be okay, but the ones on this side are obviously, they were just ripped right off on the driver's side there. So I do have all new ones for both sides, so I could just put all new ones in, but I'll see what I can get apart there exactly. And then I also didn't get it has a lower lip on here, but I think I'm just gonna order like I don't know, like a carbon fiber one or something like that. I think it would look pretty cool, and they're pretty cheap. You can get them on eBay for like 200 bucks or so. And then also need to put the switch over the little or the Corvette emblem on there. And then as far as the doors and stuff go, I'm going to leave it this color for now until I get it all running and driving and everything but paint I want to get done. And then probably drive it around for about a month or so, and then we can take it all back apart and paint everything. Because I mean, I need to paint a lot of stuff, like these back fenders. They got some chips here that need to be fixed. So pretty much the only thing that doesn't need to be painted is this top trunk. So hopefully my paint will match up okay. I might still end up having to paint this or just blending it anyways. This is okay, this rear spoiler, but I did scratch it when I was taking it apart here, so I'll probably just end up just painting this too. But this is all gonna be a winter project. I want to get it all together and then get it running and driving. And it does drive. I just need to change, I want to change the oil in here. I was just finishing up a couple little things on the suspension, and they'll pretty much be ready for a wheel alignment. And then I need to bleed the brakes. The brakes are okay, but I just need to bleed them out a little bit more, so I'll have to get someone to help me do that, because I got them good at stops, but it's still not great. So once I get the brakes bled, all these panels on, we can take it for a wheel alignment, and then after the wheel alignment I'll probably take it out for a salvage inspection there, and then the rear wheel well liners can go in. But you are getting pretty darn close. This is pretty much what we have left, or what I have left of the pieces. So pretty much just some skid plates here, some pieces that go kind of in between the front bumper and the car, and then these are just some, actually this is just old pieces, but some of the trim that goes around where the trunk goes in there. Zeke's just mad I'm not playing fetch with them. So besides that, the interior is all wrapped up too, except for this mirror. I can't figure out how the heck to get this mirror back in here, and it somehow pops up in there. And there's these 2 plugs, which I'm not really sure where they go. I took it back apart and they didn't plug in anywhere, so maybe they're just for something else. Not really sure. And then there's also a plug right here, which I'm not really sure what it's for. So maybe it's for something if you have a different option on the car. I cannot remember when I took this thing apart. This one's just for the headlight, but I have no idea what this one's for. And that side doesn't have that plug either, and there's no plugs around here, so I guess we will just do the plug everything in and see what we're missing, I guess. If not, I'll just zip tie it out of the way. It might have been for something if you have a different options on the car. Sometimes they do that, but besides that, I think I'm ready to change this oil. And so I got some new AMS oil, 040, the best stuff, and it's a GM filter. But I'm gonna throw this trunk in here first, and then I'll probably put it up in the air, and we can put the skid plates on after I change the oil and stuff like that. So to install this front like trunk or frunk or whatever you want to call it, it just pretty much, you just set her in and just have one plug right here, which I think it's this plug right here. Plug this in, I'll need 2 ends to do that, or move it down. And then it pretty much just pops in. That. And then I think I can just pretty much put all the trim around here. There's really not too much, just one piece of plastic that goes here, but I think I gotta put the front bumper cover on first, so I'll just tie the little bit up on this trunk here, and then yeah, really the rest is just pretty much trim, and I'll just straighten these out. I think I did buy new ones, but this one's a little bit mangled, so I might just get a new one of these and a new one of this little fender bracket there. And I also have one new hinge coming too. I think I did order both hinges, but I think this one's fine. We'll see what the new one looks like, and then I could just replace it. But yeah, it's pretty much all the other stuff is buttoned up here. And I do have one broken ABS wire, but I did, and also this one that goes on the fan here. The end is actually okay, like I plugged it in and the fan did work, so I'm just gonna tape it for now. But I did order a whole entire new harness, so it's like a kind of suspension harness, and it's all that stuff in the bottom there, but of course it was back ordered. And then but whatever, I'll make the 2 connections work for now, and then this winter I can see maybe I'll change out that harness whenever it shows up. I know it's been back ordered for like a month or 2, so. And then just for like the connector ends for the ABS, they want like 160 bucks, and I think the whole entire harness, the whole assembly was like 140, and they wanted 130 for just one little connector end. So just want to go with that whole new harness. Then I get new ends for this, and everything's just perfect, right? So anyways, I'll finish screwing this down here, and then we'll put it up in the air and we'll take a look at underneath it. So it's going to drop the oil out of it, but it's only got 8,000 K, so I'm assuming it's probably the first oil change, so probably doesn't need it, but I might as well just give it a fresh oil change here and see what this oil looks like. I mean, it looks still pretty golden brown, but might as well just change it, and then I'll know I'm all good. So then on the bottom, I pretty much just got to put the skid plates off here. I'm thinking I might just change the transmission oil and filter while I have it all up here, or I might just run it a little bit and change that like 10,000 K. And then as far as the front here, same thing, I just got some skid plates, and then here's that ABS line I was talking about. So might try and find a connector end for now, just to get it by until I get that new harness. And then also this is the other connector that was kind of busted too, so it comes with the new harness there, but this one will connect, so I might just connect it back. I had it hooked up and it worked, but just hook it back up, electrical tape it together for now until I get the whole entire harness. Because yeah, the new harness just unplugs right here, and then you just change the whole entire thing. And it was actually it was pretty 160 bucks or something for the whole thing. So, but anyways, and everything underneath here is pretty much wrapped up, and it looks pretty good. So I just need to do, and obviously just trim some of this glue that's hanging down here, but besides that, everything looks pretty nice. And I do need to tighten this bottom alignment. I need to tighten these ones up, but they'll adjust that one now when they do the alignment on it. Alright, got the oil wrapped up here, and I took 7.5 quarts in this thing, and I'm pretty much gonna I need to throw in this liner on this trunk here, just with all this stuff needs to go back in there. And then I need to pull this bumper off actually, because on this side it tightens up real good, but for some reason on this side, I don't know what's up with this bumper, but something's hitting there, so the gap doesn't tighten up. So I need to take this apart and see what's going on there. I don't know if it's something up with this GM bumper or what, but besides that, it fits up really nice. And then I can might as well tighten that up, and then I can throw in the rear wheel well liners and the skid plate on the bottom, and then the back is all wrapped up. But I'm just gonna pop this bumper off here and see exactly what's going on underneath all this. So for some reason, this is just like plastic welded in the wrong place. So once I cut the spot welds, it just moved into the right place. So I just popped them off there, and I'm just gonna push it into the right spot and then just glue it, and then I can reinstall the bumper. So if you look on this is the old bumper. They're just kind of have like these plastic welds that hold them in place. So just all I did was cut the top two, and for some reason, I don't know why, but it just was kind of welded into the wrong place there. So pretty much just go glue this, and then we can just throw the bumper right back on there. Then I want to throw the wheel well liners in, and then just readjust that, make sure the exhaust is all adjusted right, and then the back end's pretty much wrapped up. I think got all this installed. Then I checked to make sure the hood or the roof all fit, and I think everything underneath here is good, except for it just needs a good clean. So the back end wrapped up here, and it's fitting pretty good everywhere. So I finished tightening up all these screws, and then I also finished up the inside of the trunk here. So this is all looking pretty good. So pretty much just needs a really good clean, but I just want to get the front end all together here. So the last little brackets and stuff did show up for the fender here. So this fender can go, I guess that fender can go on too, but this fender can also go on. And I just was missing a few little brackets and the one hood hinge. I did order both of them, but I think I just need the one. I think this hinge is actually good, but if not, I guess I do have a replacement. So can throw this fender on. This fender can also go on, just because this is the bracket I was missing right here. This big guy right here, and then can finally throw in the headlights and the bumper cover, I think, and maybe take it for its first drive down the road. So the wheel alignment's pretty close. Obviously, let's get it done, but it's good enough I can drive. I think I might just check it with the tape measure, and then we can just take it for a little quick spin down the road and make sure everything's good. There's a pretty good, nice little back road, paved back road, not about a mile away from here, so can go down that and try it out. so I took it out and did a little bit of cruising around with it, and it's pretty fun to drive. The wheel line was actually pretty darn close, so it drove actually pretty nice. Steering wheel was just off a little bit. I do have a little bit of a rattle in the front end, which I think is just this, the brake pads are just, I'm missing that little spring that goes in there, so it just kind of holds them apart. It didn't come with the brake pads, which I thought it was weird, but anyways, I do have that little piece on order. I'm missing a mud flap and a hubcap, but besides that, I think it's actually fully together. I did figure out the mirror. I was actually just missing the actual little clip that goes on the frame of the car, like the window frame there. And then once I got that clip on there, it just snapped right up and it was no problem. So I did get the car, the interior all cleaned out here too. And actually my sister cleaned it for me, and it looks pretty darn nice. So it's pretty exciting to get this thing back out on the road after like it being like pretty much cut all the way apart there. So as far as the body work, it looks pretty hilarious when you're driving around, because on this side it looks pretty good from a little bit, you know, from 10 feet away, and then on this side it's all multicolored and it looks pretty hilarious. So definitely got some looks when we were driving this thing around, but we'll get this paint work finished up here. So I just have a little bit of a lining to do on this hood. It's just kind of the gap is not quite right here, and then I am missing a piece, which I do have on this side, and then my gap's kind of funky here. But once I get the hood moved over a little bit, my gap will be better there, and then I have to kind of fix up these few little spots. But besides that, it's pretty minor. I did put a little bit of a chip in this door because I put too long of a screw in here, and when I opened it, it actually just caught the door, unfortunately, and put a little chip in it. And then obviously I got a little bit of work to do on my rocker panels here, but I mean they're all pretty minor. So you need to grind that all out and put a little backing in there and refiberglass that up, and then a little spot right here. But for the most part on this side it's pretty good, except for just needs to be repainted. Just have this one little spot right here for when the door got pushed back, the old door, and kind of chip that, so I'll have to fix that. And then obviously just paint this door and these rocker panels. But for the most part, I got my gaps and everything looking pretty darn nice, and everything fits up pretty good. So as far as the interior, it's pretty much all done. I did figure out my mirror, as I was saying before, and it just kind of popped right back up there. Might have to change out my seat belts because they're okay, but for some reason they're kind of like parting, or like not parting, they just kind of look crappy. It's mostly on the passenger side. I don't know if it's because it got pulled so tight there. It's kind of like, I don't know if you can see that. So it's pretty cheap to just send them like the safety gear store, get some new belts made up there, and maybe get some red ones, or like black and red, I don't know, something like that. Pretty nice. But besides that, the interior is pretty much all wrapped up, and it's looking pretty good. My only thing is I think I want to put either wheel spacers just to kick these out a little bit, or different rims, because they're so far in, it just looks kind of weird. I've seen a couple guys where they kick them out a little bit and it looks so much nicer. Don't need to go any bigger of a rim. These look pretty nice, but you can buy them spacers for pretty cheap and it looks so much better. So, but anyways, it's pretty exciting to get this thing back on the road. I'm gonna get a wheel alignment this week and a salvage inspection, and then we'll do some 0 to 60 pulls and kind of drive it a little bit harder. Just don't want to drive it too hard yet because I don't have, just need to get all wheel, or get all aligned and stuff, right? So, but anyways, that's gonna be a wrap for this video. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe, and tune in for the next one. Peace.